Last time on Let's Play Suikoden, we defeated Sonia Sulin outside the Fortress of Shaharazade, thanks to Mathio's tactic of building 500 boats out of ice. This time, I've switched up my party a little bit. I brought Kai back into the mix for this dungeon. We want to have a solid mix of physical with Mamba, Victor, and Kai, and magical with Milich, Tengar, and Luke. Milich will basically only heal during this area. Luke and Tengar are our offensive mages. I gave them each a Cyclone rune. The reason I did this is because they also can heal a little bit if necessary. The Shining Wind and the Storm are very, very powerful physical attacks, and we also have Mamba's Judgment move, which we will need up in this area. So, with all that said, let's continue. Floating Fortress of Shaharazade has one enemy that we absolutely have to fight a lot of, which are sirens. These are the same enemies, pretty much, as the ones we've already fought, but I'll show you them when we come against them. The reason we wanted Kai was for these types of enemies, though, because the United Attack obviously is extremely effective against them. And as you can see, we take a lot of damage at this point in the game, and they're also very effective at dodging people. So we need to have... And what you just saw was the second attack. That's the result of Victor's double beat rune, the rune I put on him a while back. I don't believe we've ever actually seen him use it, though. Get some good experience from the monsters here. The elite soldiers drop horned helmets, and so those are actually really strong helmets that we could use, but we probably won't end up getting any, because I don't feel like they drop very often. Okay, so we got a Chaos Shield, which is basically useless. Let's continue on with this battle here. I'm going to have Tengar use a Storm. And no, I'm not. I'm going to have her attack, and I'm going to have Luke use a Storm. This should kill them in one turn. Now, one thing about this dungeon is that you can't come back to it. So you need to be able to get the sound setting from the siren the first time through. So that's a big problem. Oh, we did manage to get a horned helmet. That's cool. Hey, let's see if we can equip it. I don't know. I doubt it. We probably can only equip it on like heavily armored people like Humphrey or somebody like that, which we don't have, so there's that. Okay, let's continue on. This is a very, very short area as well. One of the shortest in the game, I believe. And that's why the enemies make up for it with their numbers and damage. And this is at the point of the game where the magic is just necessary. You gotta have good magic users at this point. That's why I have 3. I have a mix. Milich is also a solid physical attacker, which is why I like him. Okay, so here's a new enemy, Kerberos. They're strong physical attackers, and they're very fast, but we did 1,000 damage to him in one hit, so that's all she wrote. They also can drop gold necklaces, which we've gotten before and have never been able to use. So, I don't know who's able to use those, but that's not me. Here are the enemies we're looking for, sirens. Now, I'm going to probably end up fighting a lot of these off-screen if I don't manage to get lucky here, but what you're looking for is the sound setting 3, and these are the only way you can get it. So, make sure you get it, because it's a collectible item that you can't otherwise get. Okay, I'm going to get this treasure chest here, the Master's Garb. That's a really good item, actually. I think that it would be perfect on Luke, but I don't think he can use it. We're going to give it to Tengar. Unless Mamba can use it, actually. That would be better. Yeah, let's give it to Mamba. We're going to do a little bit of cleanup here. Let's throw that on Luke, and we'll give this to Mamba. Perfect. Yeah. It's a little bit better, and it gives a speed bonus, which is really good because it lets us use the United Attack first. So that's really nice. So we're nearing the end of this dungeon, actually. I think that it's right over here. And we'll luckily fight some sirens along the way. The sirens are very, very easy to kill with the United Attack, so we don't need to mess with magic at all. Excellent, we got the sound setting 3. Perfect. Just what I needed. Now we're going to use Milich's rune to heal us up. And we're going to continue on. Let's go over here first. We get this treasure chest. Mega Medicine, okay. More sirens. They're free experience at this point, really. So I don't have a problem with fighting them. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue on. Let's go down here. Okay, we have to fight this thing that's here for some reason. One thing that you may be wondering is, why are there these monsters all over the place? Well, while I fight this boss, I will give you the reason. So, first of all, I want to say this. Don't use your judgment spell on this boss. Just trust me on that. The judgment spell is really, really powerful, but we don't want to use it on this particular boss. We want to use the shredding with both Tengar and Luke. It'll do a lot of damage to the boss. Now, you might be wondering why there's so many monsters here. Well, the reason is because Sonya Shulin is a very powerful monster summoner. She's not evil, but, you know, she has the power to summon monsters. And in fact, the dragon that was in our fortress was summoned by her in order to keep pirates out. You find out that, essentially, I don't think this is ever stated anywhere but in the game, but essentially what the deal is her... Oops, I made a mistake. Sorry, I have to focus a little bit. But she is the naval captain of the Empire, and so the Tauren Fortress, or the Freedom Castle that we have, was originally the base of operations of the Empire in the Tauren area. And eventually the castle was run down and old and so forth, and so they, abandoned it. And obviously whenever you abandon a castle or a fortress or something like that, you're gonna have outlaws and stuff try to use it, just like we are, right? It's sort of a stupid thing to do, honestly, but yeah, there you go. So she summoned this dragon there so that people wouldn't try to squat there, basically. And so you end up having the pirate fortress with Anji and so forth that is less interesting than the Tauren castle. So you can, but obviously, since we were able to defeat the dragon, it wasn't that effective. I think that's a little bit of an interesting backstory. And so, in other words, it's Sonya herself that was the cause of that boss fight. So we're about to confront her, which is kind of cool. We still yet to see her, so. This boss has a lot of health and does a lot of damage with its magical attack. Luckily for us, it doesn't use its magical attack all that often, so we should be pretty okay. And actually, I think that Tengar's basic attack does a little bit more damage than her shredding. Luke needs to be using the shredding. I'm trying to use just low-level spells for this boss, because I feel like Kai and Mamba are doing so much damage that it's not such an issue. Got a little unlucky there. Luke just took a ton of damage. Let's get Luke to use... Let's have him use Storm, why not? We have a ton of those. And this boss should be over pretty soon. The Shell Venus. This time I'm gonna have Milich attack and have Luke heal. I'm gonna have everybody attack at this point because I think we're almost done. And Luke has the healing wind, so that should be fine. Oh wait, no. Let's use Shining Wind. Does damage and heals. It's very, very powerful. However, I don't believe that would cure status effects were we to have any. I'm just going to free will. Luke doesn't need to attack this turn. Try to save a few of his spell charges for the way out. Okay, we won. Excellent. We got a lot of experience there and 100,000 bits that we don't need. Cool. Okay, so Victor's going to close the floodgate, as we were instructed to do. I'm not really sure why we're doing this. I think the idea is that we're throwing a bunch of barrels in to the fortress, and they get stuck in here, and then we blow it up. Yeah, so let's do that. But first, we want to get this treasure. It's just a thunder crystal, which is really underwhelming. I don't know why that's in this area, but hey, I didn't design the game. And the sirens are worth fighting even still because they do give some solid experience and they're easy to kill. So we got a flowing crystal from them, which will be really useful. Yeah, perfect. That's really lucky. You don't need to grind for that, but hey, if you get one, good. We could use a second one of those for sure. So we're almost out of here. Sound setting 3. We got 2 of those things. Great. Just what we need. That's pretty hilarious. I actually thought I was going to have to do this off screen, but nope. I got 2 of them. My gosh. Well, we're getting kind of lucky. These are much preferable to the elite soldiers, at least I think so. They can drop flowing runes, and they are easy as hell to kill as long as you have Kai. So, and they give solid experience. What's not to love? Got another sound setting 3. What the heck is going on? I guess they have a high drop rate of it, because since this is not an area we can come back to. Just run. Whatever. See how our party's doing. Yeah. I'm gonna... Yeah, we should be fine. Here's Sonya herself. We don't know where she's coming from, but hey, apparently she was just in the fortress on her own. Whatever. Yeah. I'm the last of the 5 great Imperial generals. I want to ask you, why did you betray the Empire? Why did you betray your own father? Inciting rebellion, causing war, taking lives. Is this what you call justice? What you are saying is not true. And something happened. Oh crap. They blew it up when we were still in here? What the hell are they doing? Good question. It's too early. The all-consuming flame. Is this your answer? Is this what you want? You raised your sword against Tia. You will pay, now, with your life. So, we have to fight her. She is really difficult. She constantly uses very powerful, strong area of effect magic. She is, I believe, the hardest boss in the game, other than maybe Necklord and perhaps the final boss. But she also comes on the heels of another boss, so if you're not ready for her, she can be very challenging. What we want to do is that's why I wanted to save the Judgment spell. She doesn't have very much HP, so we need to take her out as quickly as possible. The Fog of Deception is completely worthless here. We're going to have everybody use their most powerful attacks all at once. Storm. Storm. And she can easily take out your whole crew if you don't have solid magical defense. Wow, we got really lucky and she used the physical attack. I don't know if I've ever seen her use a physical attack before. Really lucky this run through. Okay. Use Judgment again. Did about a little over 1,000 damage. We're going to go ahead and use the Rain of Kindness. And we're going to have them use Shining Wind. No. And Luke can use Storm. You want to constantly be doing damage to her. That's the key. It's easy to get caught up in healing against her. Because this kind of crap does a lot of damage. Serious business. Anyone who does not have a strong magic stat at this point in the game is a liability, especially this part against Sonya. So Victor is really a problem. Just wanted to make sure we got fully healed off that. We should be able to defeat her pretty soon. We're out of Judgment attacks, so we'll just attack. Everybody attack. And have her use Shining Wind, and Luke use Storm. Okay, we won. That can be a stressful fight if you're not prepared for it. Fortunately for Sonya, I was. She cannot defeat us. That's true. Tio was pretty good. He was pretty tough. We didn't have to fight him like you, though. Defile you? I'm not gonna defile you. What do you think I am? Can't let a pretty lady like you die. Besides, you seem to have your reasons. Not only that, but she seems pretty handy. She'd be useful. So, we captured her. And now we're heading out of the fortress to find out what the hell went wrong. Okay. Master Matthew. So, what's going on? Sanchez. What have you done? Why did you light the oil before receiving orders? Answer me, Sanchez. So, I have been in the employ of the Emperor ever since the War of Succession. So he's the spy. Sanchez was the spy all along. And the game hints at this by the fact that he's not one of the 108 Stars of Destiny. Everyone else you meet is 108 Stars of Destiny, but not Sanchez. So that's the only clue we have to this, but like everyone else, I swore allegiance to him. So Sanchez is the one that gave them the information as where the hideout was, and that's what got Odessa killed in the first place. I guess. So what happened to Matthew, though? Okay. I don't believe you. You're trying to kill us. What's the deal? Well, we don't have to... The troops don't have to find out that he was a spy. We can just say he was killed in the assault. That's conceivable, right? Okay. You're badly injured. So... lose this opportunity. We'll never defeat the Empire. And Mama, you must decide. So we're sent automatically back to the castle. And this is why I said to recruit Leon when I did, because now that Matthew is injured, we can no longer receive the letter from him, and obviously he can't go see Leon. But now that we've defeated Sonya Sulen, what's next for the Liberation Army? We've uprooted Sanchez as the spy, but in the process, Matthew was gravely injured. Before I end this episode, I'm gonna go talk to our prisoner down here. He used to be one of Tio's servants. My name is Cleo, Lady Sonya. What are you doing here? You are a traitor. I was always by Master Tio's side, so I understand how you feel. I also know about your personal relationship. Yeah, the game's hinted at this several times. You are someone who may have become Master Mamba's mother, and yet you hate him. I cannot bear the thought. So you find out that her mother, Sonya's mother, was one of the original great generals who fought under Barbarossa, and Sonya took up her mother's mantle and fell in love with Tio as well, and they have this sort of long history, and it's pretty interesting. So this is the time when we finally get to use our prison cell. Let's talk to Sonya. I do not want to execute you. We want her to join us. Don't forget that I hate you. Do you still want me to join? I don't mind. So, we got Sonia Shulen to join us. That was the final star of Destiny. Now we have all 108. And if you do not have all 108 stars of Destiny, excluding Gremio, who is deceased, and Leon, whom we can no longer get, this is the last chance you have to go get them. So, we're going to stop. I'm going to stop this recording here. And next time, I'm going to go over preparations for the final dungeon. I hope to see you then.